Hi guys, it is FightSci here with yet another video, and today I'm going over one of my favorite active fighters, Dmitry Bivol. Let's break him down. But first, for his early life. Dmitry Bivol was born to a Russian and a Romanian father and a Korean mother, I believe. Bivol's father was born in Soviet Moldova, while his mother is an ethnic Korean born in Soviet Kazakhstan. Dmitry Bivol's parents moved to Soviet Kyrgyzstan after graduating and marrying. Dmitry was born and raised in Kyrgyzstan until the age of 11 when he moved to St. Petersburg, Russia. Now for his amateur career. As an amateur, Bivol had a record of 268 and 15. In 2008, he won a bronze medal at the AIBA Youth World Boxing Championships in the middleweight division. Bivol won the Russian National Amateur Boxing Championships in 2012 and 2014 at light heavyweight respectively. And in 2013, he won the World Combat Games in St. Petersburg at light heavyweight. Now for his life before and after Canelo. Now, before Bivol had fought Canelo, he's relatively unknown unless you were like a really hardcore fan. Like, I was just getting into not just getting into boxing, but I'd only been a fan of boxing for a few years, and even I didn't know who Dmitry Bivol was. Before the fight with Canelo, maybe a few years into his career, he was touted as the next light heavyweight great, but for one reason or another, like promotional issues or something, like after beating guys like Sullivan Barrera and Jean Pascal, his like competition kind of fell off. I think he faced like Joe Smith Jr. He faced like a few other guys, but after those first two guys, those first two guys, his competition kind of fell off a cliff. And then he fought Canelo. Now, the Canelo opportunity was huge, definitely a career high payday. But, before that fight, he was definitely not the favorite, and everyone thought he was going to be fighting an uphill battle and that Canelo was going to break him down very much like his opponents at 168. However, they were very much wrong. Post-Canelo, he's a huge superstar, and he's going to be fighting a guy coming up called Lyndon Arthur. I'm not too familiar with him. I'm going to watch the fight. I'm not going to really do a pre-fight breakdown because I think the two fights people want to see him in is either Beterbiev or Benavidez, who just got done beating the shit out of Demetrius Andrade. I almost got the prediction right, guys. I almost never get my predictions spot on, but I got the stoppage right, the fact that there was a stoppage, and the fact that Benavidez won. Off topic, though, he's a star post-Canelo, and time for the fight breakdown. Bivol has an anchored back leg and a bladed stance, essentially a pendulum bounce, which is something I actually include in my own game when it comes to boxing. You spring off your back foot into a 1-2 to initiate offense in the pendulum bounce, or you spring back to disengage. Bivol often lands on the ball of his front foot, making it easier to land a step-back counter. Bivol uses level change and high-low jab feints to befuddle opponent. Bivol occupies his ops guard with hand feints and probes as well as blinders, has inside and outside slip counter when op responds. Bivol is also a good body puncher, uses a throwaway hook probe, tightens up guard, and throws hook to the body. If a Bivol op responds favorably to a feint, he will throw punches in bunches. Bivol's defense often implements an active high guard, good head movement, great footwork, and a decent control game. He properly defends the body with a turned-in elbow. Picks and parries are just a few of the things Bivol does to defend shots. Bivol uses measures and controls to line up op for 1-2. Bivol's jab is great, uses probes and switches up a number of jabs thrown as well as rhythm. Bivol is good at sticking whilst moving, circles to Canelo's left to get more leverage on left hand. Bivol uses hand frame to push Canelo off balance when coming back foot forward, and his front foot is anchored due to all the weight he puts on it. Again, something I've pointed out about Canelo before. Bivol uses blinders to keep Canelo's guard occupied. Bivol's feints are more slight bend to his knees, level change feint, slight change to his guard, all things he does to confuse Canelo. Anytime, and as well as pre-slips as well. Anytime Bivol backs up straight into a bad spot, he spins away. Great footwork from Bivol. Nice pull into a pendulum bounce back from Bivol. Bivol habitually moving left because he wants to get more leverage on left jab, left hook combo. Good frame into turn from Bivol to circle to Canelo's left. Bivol crosswalks backwards on Canelo. At least one of the two mistakes I see him make are semi-major mistakes. Hand frame to keep Canelo at a distance, aka stiff arm. Bivol attempts same hand frame as before, but opts as to not do. Bivol attempts same hand frame as before, but opts not to as to not become predictable. Bivol using a lot of pendulum bounces out of range to get away from Canelo, to disengage to get better positioning. Bivol pendulum bounces into range and explodes into flurry on Canelo, springs off the back foot and launches into a barrage of 1-2s, frequently adjusting his feet whilst doing so to find his range better. Bivol frames Nello with arm and pivots away to get out of disadvantageous positioning. Bivol feints left hook, throws a jab, right cross left hook combo. Bivol spins away from ropes, starts throwing combos, moves diagonally left on Canelo offensively, does a step around, uses same hand frame, then gets to work on the combinations. Bivol feints the right cross to gauge Canelo's reaction. Bivol moves right laterally slightly to get into a better position against Canelo, explode into combinations. Bivol always pivots out and frames against Canelo as opposed to moving laterally, so Canelo can't cut him off laterally. Canelo tries to attack Bivol while his feet aren't set. Bivol pendulum bounces back and springs forward with 1-2. Again, as one of the other fighters I've broken down, Bivol's sense of distance is great. Bivol uses head frame into a measuring hand frame and exploded into combos on Canelo. Soft frame from Bivol, shoulder control. Bivol pendulum bounced forward, pivots and follows Canelo out and uses hand frame to explode into combination. Bivol probes with, stay with me on this one. Bivol probes with his lead hand, probe jabs and left hooks. Level change feints and pendulums back when Canelo explodes into flurry. He was feinting because he knew Canelo was waiting to counterpunch. Canelo has most of his weight on front foot from coming forward. Bivol explodes into pendulum bounce forward. That just shows you the level Bivol's operating on in terms of his IQ and footwork and all that shit and sense of positioning. Bivol spins away from ropes, follows Canelo out in curved line, pendulum bounces forward and explodes into combo. Bivol plants lead foot immediately when throwing jab. After he squares up stance, very good sense of base. Pendulum bounces to immediately regain base. Bivol follows Canelo out diagonally, sets base and explodes off the pendulum bounce. Follows Canelo out more, uses head frame, then finishes up combo with flurry. Bivol crosswalks and squared in range. That's not good. That's also another major mistake I see him make. Bivol widens stance into range and lands jab while springing slightly off back foot. Bivol changes levels with the jab and feints right hand. Bivol L-steps into a stab jab, feints the right hand, then disengages. Bivol widens stance and sets feet into a gazelle jab and 1-2. Whenever Bivol sets his feet in widens stance, expect a flurry and barrage of 1-2s coming your way. Jab, back foot shuffle coming forward from Bivol to land offense. Bivol controls Canelo's lead hand and makes it harder to initiate offense, / lead hook to the body. Bivol feints the right hand again, cuts off Canelo diagonally right, then hits him with 3-piece combo. Bivol closes the show with a right hand feint and lands 1-2 again. Beautiful performance by Bivol. Yeah, Canelo's definitely his crowning performance, no doubt. Bivol steps in and out of range well, already doing the weight transfer in that bladed stance. Bivol uses long guard and probes to occupy Gene's guard. Good jab, step feint from Bivol. Level change probe from Bivol. Doesn't know whether he's going to the body or head and is keeping his line occupied, torso or head. Bivol jab probes and lead hand feint. Bivol sprung off the back foot and landed a left hook. Bivol moves laterally to regain center ring. Bivol, elite with weight transfer. You can literally see him shift from either leg. Bivol probes Gene's guard and starts landing 1-2, 1-2-3 combos. Feints left hook will be important later. He has a nuanced lead hand. Bivol moves right laterally ever so slightly to gain advantageous positioning on Pascal. Bivol springs off back foot slightly and preloads jab with back foot spring and probe. Sideways shift on Jean and follows him out diagonally right. Bivol swings back foot wide to regain balance when Jean knocks him from base. Bivol keeps his lead hand low to not make the jab as obvious. In addition to the very many nuances he has with his lead hand, unless you're at the top level, almost impossible to figure out what he's going to do with it. Good head frame from Bivol in the 1-2 on Pascal. Bivol is simply going body head with his jab probe. Slowly upping the tempo as well as tightening Jean's guard to wrap left hook around guard and left hook to the body. Bivol feints, levels with the jab, then feinted a left hook. Lead hand switch up is crazy. Bivol probes with lead hand and right hand. Falls Jean Pascal out laterally. Bivol frames Pascal and disengages from him. Good probe and backhand frame from Bivol. Bivol back down curve line against Pascal. Bivol probes the right cross. Bivol probes left hook. Bivol feints the double shuffle forward. High guard blinder from Bivol. Bivol moves off that straight line with L step. Bivol feints right hand ever so slightly, then circle jabs right. Bivol widens stance and attempts to follow out Pascal diagonally. Then Pascal grabs and turns him 540 degrees. Yeah, Pascal is being crazy in this fight. Bivol uses forward C-step. Bivol double shuffles forward and steps around Pascal and lands flurry after pendulum bounce. Good backhand frame from Bivol. Backhand probe from Bivol. Good stiff arm from Bivol. Bivol blocked Pascal with back shield from lead hook. Clean head frame from Bivol to turn Pascal near corner, explode into combo. Jab, right cross, left hook to the body, finishing off with a left hook to the head. Bivol shells up, uses lateral movement, plus disengages with pendulum bounce. Pascal gets hyper aggressive, also punching when he needs to, so ref doesn't think he's in danger. Bivol feints the left hook and throws it anyway. Good arm frame from Bivol. Good sidestep from Bivol. Bivol feinted forward shuffle jab to Pascal. Pascal beats on his chest like a primate. Bivol responds with a flurry. The lead hand frame to push Bivol off balance is something Bivol does to multiple people. He did it to Pascal, but most famously to Canelo. Bivol sidesteps to get better positioning. Lead hand manipulation by Bivol. Final thoughts. Bivol is the next star to come out of Russia. Whether his next fight is against the Mexican Monster or the human wrecking ball Better Biev, there's no doubt that he will look impressive in every performance he is in. This is Fight Size signing out.